In the meantime, we're going to move on to week number 2, where Jeremy talked about unwrapping our gift of togetherness.
Yeah.
And now his sermon was very much, I think, individualized. It kind of touched on the barriers that we put up between other
these
people.
Barriers.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're certainly going to get to that. But often, certainly that's very personal. We don't know where our viewers are at. But we do know that everybody's grappling with the question of barriers that we are putting up online and so forth.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's talking about the divisiveness that's happening in our society. And here we're going into the Christmas season, meant for togetherness. Shane, what is happening? So my question
We're
is...
We're not too together.
No. Who are we building these walls in front of, and why online, do you think?
I think, unfortunately, the lowest common denominator is always selfishness.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If we're not careful, if we don't work intentionally hard at pulling ourselves out of ourselves, we will focus on ourselves. And if I focus on myself, then I have a little thing in my car. I love it. It's a remote that starts, before I even pull in my driveway, I hit this little button and the garage door starts to open. I can fly right in, that garage door can close, and I can make a beeline through the backyard and into my house, and I don't have to see anybody. Mm-hmm. And I love that. Mm-hmm. For me, I love that. So my gravitational pull is to kind of be secluded. This is my time. Look at it as for me. And not that those things are bad. It's not bad to have alone time. It's not bad to have leisure time. It's not bad to do good things with my time. I need those. In fact, I need those so that I can be better for you.
Sure.
And better for you and better for everyone I give my life to.
Yeah.
But I need to intentionally fight against the gravitational pull that focuses on me. Mm-hmm. So barriers come really from this myopic perspective that it starts with me and it ends with me. It starts with me, it's the only perspective I have. It ends with me, as in my end game is to serve my own comfort and what makes me comfortable. I'm not comfortable with that, so I don't go there. I'm not. And Jeremy challenged us, did a great job. Pastor Jeremy was so awesome in talking about togetherness and this gift. Because we have to, but in order to enjoy the gift of togetherness, you have to fight against the unfortunate part of that perspective that we have that serves ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we have to fight against that, because if we do nothing, you'll just end up there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If we do nothing, you'll end up with the same group of people that are just like you, look just like you, act just like you, are comfortable with you, and you're comfortable with them. You'll never, and you will automatically build barriers. So then, when all conversations hit you from other perspectives on social media, guess what you're going to do? You're going to defend what's comfortable to you. Yeah. And anything that attacks what's comfortable to you, you will attack it. Because that can't be right. And none of us want to feel like we're wrong. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right. Why would it? So, of course we want to be right, because that's comfortable for us.
Yeah.
It would be uncomfortable for us to be wrong, and even uncomfortable to listen to someone else's perspective. In fact, so uncomfortable that we don't. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And togetherness is a gift that will actually requires a discipline to unwrap. Yeah. So it's a great gift, but you have to fight against the gravitational pull that focuses on ourselves. Okay.
So being aware of that, we could certainly sort of prevent putting these barriers up in our lives. My next question to you is there opportunity then for believers to be the reverse influence, to utilize social media and our conversations at home, work in school, to kind of flip the influence needle and be the salt of the earth, so that we are perhaps helping to destroy these barriers that we're all erecting?
Yeah, and it's the same thing with our time, right? Togetherness is just like that too, that it starts with a question of, God, who do you want me with? Okay. And there are several kinds of relationship that I think that Jesus modeled. Jesus modeled close, intimate friendships. Mm-hmm. There was Peter, James, and John. They were the tight three. They were this closest companions who he trusted and he relied on, and he brought them everywhere, and he had that closest. They were people who were aligned with his mission completely and totally. Mm-hmm. And you need to have people in your life who you are aligned with, that are completely and totally aligned with the mission of God, and you are aligned with the mission of God. That's where it starts. And if you're not, then of course you're going to find people who are aligned with your mission, and that makes sense. But for those of us who want to be aligned with God, we find other people who are have the same desire and the same alignment. Those should be our closest people.
Yeah.
Pursue that, and that's hard work. Building friendships is hard work, right?
Yeah.
Because it can't be about you. And if you make it about the other person, Paul used to say this to Timothy and other pastors all around during his time. Apostle Paul is someone who wrote most of the New Testament. He also started a lot of churches back in Bible times, and amazing churches. He would always go back to them and say, hey, don't focus on yourself. Look out to others. Put others' needs ahead of your own. It starts with your small group of people. Mm-hmm. Then it goes out a little beyond that. And Jesus modeled that with the 12 and people he did mission with.
Yeah.
He joined people in mission. And then other people that he then reached out to, and he ministered to people. Those people were not like him at all. Jesus hung out with people who drank too much, did wrong, horrible things. They were thieves. They were people who were greedy and about themselves.
Forget the tax collectors.
The tax collectors. That's exactly who I'm describing.
They get mentioned a lot in the Bible.
You know, people who took advantage of other people.
Yeah.
He hung out with them.
Yeah.
But that isn't where those weren't his closest friends. Your closest friends align with his mission and his heart. Mm-hmm. The next layer of friends was people he did mission with, and then the next layer were people he did mission for. And we have to have all of those people in our lives continually and balanced to do that. That is a safeguard